As we move past the holidays and start a new year, I'll be taking a look at a couple storm systems that may result in a lot of snow. All that coming up in this video. Howdy y'all and welcome. I hope everybody's having a great start to the new year and is sticking to those New Year's resolutions. Remember, 94% of New Year's resolutions fail by year's end. Don't be the 94%, be the 6% that sticks with it. And I'm sure y'all have heard on the news, on social media, there's going to be a big snowstorm setting up somewhere amongst the eastern part of the country. And I'm sure y'all saw somewhere it's going to be 100 feet of snow, it's going to be the end of the world. Don't buy into the clickbait, that's not going to happen. But what is going to happen is there's going to be a couple storm systems that's going to be rolling through the eastern part of the country. And I'm going to show y'all multiple different model runs. There's 4 to be exact. The Euro, the GFS, the Canadian, that's what this is, and the National Blended Models. The National Blended Models is the most conservative model out of all of them. It's what you typically see on the Weather Channel app if you pull it up and see your location and wonder how much snowfall am I going to get for my area. And if you see lots of snowfall in your area and you see your neighbor going out doing the cannonball in the snow in a Speedo, that's typically what the National Weather Models does. The GFS typically overdoes the snowfall totals, which is what the clickbaiters use. The Euro and the Canadian are typically in the middle. Now, it all comes down to where the low pressure system sets up at. And it hasn't even formed yet. That's why we're very uncertain as to who will see the most snowfall. And it's going to start to get its act together by Friday, as we can see. And I will have an update on Friday as to who will get the most snowfall. And we can see the first round's going to be moving through by Saturday, bringing a lot of icing over here by North Carolina and Virginia. A lot of snowfall by Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois. And the Northeast is going to be getting the brunt of the first round. And then the second round is going to be coming around the corner by Tuesday. See, the isobars are so close together. That means we're going to be dealing with a lot of high winds over here. Potential blizzard conditions as well. Front side of the storm system is going to be getting in on icing in the higher elevations and a lot of heavy rainfall. And the back side, going to be bringing a lot of snowfall. Of course, the Northeast getting in on heavy snowfall. And then as we head off into later next week, according to the Canadian, you can see another system is going to be setting up yet again. Now it all comes down to where this low pressure system sets up at. One model run can say that the snow is going to be over here, and then the next update, it's over here by Tennessee. Now we'll have periodic updates on social media, Facebook and on X, so make sure you go check those out. And obviously we'll have a video out Friday, breaking this all down as well, giving you an update. As we take a look at the actual snow totals of what the Canadian model thinks, now I'm going to show you all multiple models here, so take this all with a grain of salt. But according to the Canadian model, as we get past the second storm system, now this is a combination of both storm systems, which we're very confident in the Northeast getting in on a lot of snow. They're saying about 1 to 2 feet, which I agree with this. About 2 to 4 for Indiana and Ohio, about a dusting for southwestern Illinois and eastern Missouri. About a foot of snow over here by northern Illinois down into Kansas. Now as we take a look at the Euro model, we can see the similarities between the Euro and the Canadian. You can see the low pressure system setting up by Friday. The first round's moving through by Saturday morning. A lot more snow for Indiana and Kentucky. Low pressure system setting up over eastern Tennessee. Icing in the Carolinas. Of course, Northeast getting the brunt of the first round. Then the second round is going to be moving through by Tuesday, bringing a lot of rain on the front side and a lot of heavy winds as well. All the model runs are showing heavy winds amongst the eastern part of the country, which means more power outages most likely, and a lot of problems and some blizzard-like conditions as well. You can see the backside is going to be rolling through the Ohio Valley by Wednesday, getting out of here before yet another system starts to roll through. As we take a look at the snow totals from the Euro model, we can see the similarities between the two and the Canadian and the Euro. We can see the Northeast is going to be getting in on about a foot to 2. There's a little less snow over here in Maine, but we still have a basic understanding of basically we're going to be getting in a lot of snow up here. A lot of snow from northwestern Indiana down into Missouri into Kansas. Now, these models basically seesaw in every model run. Like this model run, for example, has the foot of snow over Illinois and Missouri. The next model run will probably say there's going to be a foot of snow over Indiana. That's why it's very uncertain, and that's why I say I will have periodic updates on my social media pages, and I will have an update on here on Friday, so make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you're informed ahead of the storm. As we take a look at the GFS model, this is the model that the clickbaiters typically use. Please take this model run with a grain of salt, but you can see the GFS has the low pressure system getting its act together by Friday. It's moving across the eastern part of the country with round 1 by Saturday afternoon. A lot more snowfall amongst Indiana and Ohio and Pennsylvania. Of course, Northeast getting hammered again. All the model runs are showing that. course, round 2 is going to be rolling through. Tight ISO bars again. All the model runs are showing that. High winds are going to be possible by early next week. Blizzard-like conditions amongst Missouri, Iowa, and possibly up here by Wisconsin and Indiana and Illinois, Ohio. A lot of heavy rain down here in the south. Regardless, all the model runs are showing heavy rain down here in Florida and Georgia, South Carolina. And of course, whoever sees rain will obviously cut down on the snow totals. And the GFS is definitely showing a lot more snow in this area here. Of course, Northeast is going to be getting hammered. Take a look at the snow totals. This is why I say that this is what the clickbaiters typically use, because it looks like a foot of snow is going to be possible amongst Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan's going to be getting on a foot of snow. I hope this happens. It'd be pretty good content. Whether or not we're going to be getting snow here at the Williams Weather Headquarters, I'll be out there reporting on it. If we get rain, I'll report on that. Be like, this is the great bust of 2024. If we get in a lot of snow, then most likely our neighbor will be going out there and doing a cannonball in the snow in his Speedo, which would be pretty funny. But this most likely won't even happen. But if it does, then that would be pretty awesome. This is what your typically what your clickbaiters use. Now, as we take a look at the national blended models, lastly, this is the most conservative model out of the 3. We can see that it's cutting down on the snow totals a lot over here by Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, even in Indiana and Ohio. Not much snowfall at all. Of course, the Northeast is going to be getting in on about a foot to 2. Locally, higher snow totals is going to be possible. Now, like I said, with the temperatures, it all comes down to the temperatures, right? I'll show you the temperatures leading up into Friday here. We can see Friday when the storm system's getting its act together, about 40 to 50 degree temperatures right here. And by the time the actual event occurs, warm air is going to start to creep its way towards the north, cold air this way. Potential severe weather, keyword there is potential, might not even happen, but heavy rain is going to be possible regardless along this area here. This is round 1. Round 2. It's going to be happening Monday and then Tuesday. We can see warm air creeping further towards the north than what was reported on round 1. Now, I'm issuing y'all a bread and milk watch amongst this purple zone here from Oklahoma up into Maine. And what this all means is bread and milk warning and advisories. I'll either issue a warning or an advisory leading up to the actual event. But right now, we are in a bread and milk watch, which means conditions are favorable for a big snowstorm, but don't rush this story just yet and raid all the bread and milk because it's still very uncertain as to who will see the most snowfall and where. Now, warning means you must go out there now and raid the store for bread and milk. Advisory means you can do that if you want to, but you don't have to. Why I issued this is because the Climate Protection Center, although this was issued yesterday, there will possibly be an update later today, so make sure you go check out my social media pages. I'll most likely post that later today after this video is uploaded. But the reason why I issued that is because there's a slight to moderate risk within this zone here. Definitely prepare for a big snowstorm, but don't go out there and get that bread and milk just yet. And like I said, it comes down to the temperatures and whether or not you're going to see rain or snow and where the low pressure system is going to be set up at. Please prepare for high winds regardless. And as we take a look at that 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we can see by the Climate Protection Center leading up into the 11th, we can see the central to western part of the country is going to be below average, while the rest of the country is going to be near normal to above average. Take a look at the precipitation. They're going to be near normal to above average really for much of the country. It's good for the snow lovers out here out west. Of course, we head off into the 15th. The next 8 to 14 days, you can see much of the country is going to be below average to near normal, while the eastern part of the country, up by Alaska and down by Hawaii, it's going to be above average. As we take a look at the precipitation outlook, lastly, we can see much of the country is going to be near normal to above average. So again, please prepare for a big snowstorm by the weekend into next week. It could be a big old mess. And I will have periodic updates on my social media pages on X and Facebook, so make sure you go follow those. I'll have links to those in the description down below. Make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and Rumble channel as well, because I will have an update by Friday on who could expect the most snow, because right now it's really uncertain as to where this will all set up at, and I don't want to freak anybody out. I have issued a bread and milk watch, so y'all should be prepared to go out there, get that bread and milk. Of course, we get any snow here at the Williams Weather Headquarters, I will be out there reporting on it. We'll get the drone up in the air and showing y'all the conditions as they start to deteriorate. So again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned, stay up to date, as I'll keep you informed ahead of the storm.